you guys. All right, welcome to this very soul level healing pick a card reading. All right, so what we're going to be looking at today are what might be hindering you from living your best life, or what might be blocking you from manifesting being able to live your best life. And so there's all kinds of things in here that might be coming through, and some of you might be very surprised at what comes through. If any of the things that come through could end up being a karmic block, which karmic blocks are just energetic obstacles, energetic barricades, even energetic walls that is keeping you and whatever it is you're wanting to manifest from being able to attract to each other, okay? And so these types of karmic blocks, they can originate in past lifetimes. They can certainly originate in this present lifetime. And karmic blocks are always things of your own making in some way, shape, or form, whether you are conscious, or aware of it or not, okay? And one karmic block often branches out to affect multiple different areas of life at one time, okay? So when we're talking about living your best life, obviously we're talking about, having, a full, juicy life full of, the connections you want, the love you want, whatever money-making endeavors you want, whatever that life looks like for you, okay? So just take a few minutes, clear your head, clear your heart, and just really look at these different cards. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Pile 1 looks like Rhodonite, so I'll call this one a Rhodonite. Pile 2 is kind of like a mixed bag of different crystals. Pile 3 looks more like sunstone, maybe orange aventurine. And then pile 3 looks more like a purple mica, okay? Possibly lepidolite, I'm not sure, but you can just pick in the timestamps. It'll be just 1, 2, 3, or 4, okay? And I will meet you at your timestamp. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Rhodonite card, this is going to be your reading. And what we are going to be looking at is any kind of guidance that wants to come through in order to help you manifest your best life. And just so you know, pile 1, I had to actually completely redo this video. I got a fancy new mic that is supposed to just plug into my phone and work, magnificently. And unfortunately, what ended up happening is it completely corrupted the audio file. I'm guessing maybe it's probably my fault. I need to look into it more, how to use it. But I tried to get away with, just uploading it as it was. And as I started listening to it more, the audio file got worse and worse and worse, and I ended up sounding like a robot. And I'm like, well, you're probably not going to be able to get the benefit of the reading just because of how bad the audio file was. So I just had to completely go back and get all of the cards that were in your reading. So this is the only pile 1 where everything is already pre-pulled, because I've already did this reading, so you don't get to see me shuffle or anything like that. But yeah, all the other readings are, live shuffling and stuff like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So what we're going to look at first, pile 1, is the energy that is most like how you're meant to most express your energy, how your energy is meant to be dispersed to the world, okay? And for you guys, we have what's called the heart chakra, okay? For Rhodonite, the heart chakra. And what's coming through is love. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. And I really feel that, pile 1, you truly are someone who is meant to live with an open heart, completely open to the world. a lot of the times with people who, you know, are meant to live from an open heart space, we are kind of born that way, and we grow up with our hearts, and we just tend to give everyone, you know, our hearts on a platter. And, you know, what that ends up doing for a lot of us who've grown up that way is, of course, you know, we end up heartbroken, we end up disappointed, we end up feeling rejected, feeling dejected, because we haven't learned, you know, there is a way to live open-hearted with your heart completely open, but putting up really sturdy and solid fences of boundaries around our hearts. Because what we start off doing is we're completely open-hearted, which lets everybody in, the good and the bad. And what a lot of us end up doing, because we have gotten hurt so much, is we end up putting walls up around our heart. And what that does is it keeps everybody out. It completely shuts down all connection to other people, as well as to ourselves. And so people with a heart chakra that is shut down is having a really hard time feeling connected, feeling loved. Even if you're surrounded by people who seemingly love and adore you, it's very difficult for you to receive and feel that love, because there's an energetic wall around your heart that is keeping everything out. And it's also keeping you from being able to really fully express that part of yourself, and it's keeping others from being able to receive that from you as well. So if you are someone that is having a really hard time, and for a lot of people, what tends to happen with a heart space that is completely closed off, you can tend to isolate a lot, tend to be more of a loner than, you know, you really care to be. It's very difficult for you to want to get out and about among people, just because it can be so draining on your energy. Because we're meant to, people with this this ability to live with an open heart space, when you are completely open, you're also connected to source, which provides an unlimited amount of love, an unlimited amount of vital force energy, which is constantly replenishing you, filling you up, and so that you're able to go out in the world and engage with people from an open heart space and not always feel so drained. But when you put walls up, you cut off that source. You cut off the endless supply of vital force energy coming into your heart space. And so part of healing this is learning how to open yourself back up again, which is going to also open you back up to feeling the full depth of emotion that you may have been suppressing all this time. So, you know, that's opening your heart up again is going to bring up all of the pain, all of the suppressed trauma and stuff like that. What you're meant to do, though, is feel through it rather than trying to close yourself off from it, which is, you know, largely what causes a problem. You're meant to feel through it, process it, and then let it go and release it, so that that energy can get out of your body from, you know, being trapped. And then, you know, you go out in the world with nice, sturdy, solid fences of boundaries around your heart, so that, you know, the wrong people can't get in there and hurt you, right? All right, so next up, what we're going to look at, pile one, is what archetype is showing up most in your life right now. Basically, I like to say it as what archetype is currently driving the bus of your life, good or bad, right? And for you guys, we got the networker. Now, what I really love about this combination is this is kind of like the pink of the deck, which is also a color for the heart chakra. So you have two heart chakra cards coming through here. So networkers are people who, and it says here as far as light attributes, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes, so basically this means light attributes is if you are functioning in this archetype in a way that is healthy and positive, like the positive polarity of this archetype, or the shadow attribute, in other words, the dysfunctional negative polarity would be conveying information only for personal gain, spreading fear and falsehood. Okay, so in the positive polarity, these two attributes, the heart chakra, love, and then the networker, this is a very powerful combination. The reading for you guys that I did initially, what was coming through that I know I wanted to keep for this reading was that it's a very sparkling energy. The energy is very sparkling. You're somebody who is meant to get out and about and be around people and live from this open heart space. And networkers are connectors, okay? So, you know, this specifically talks about distributing information. So the way I see networkers, though, it's like you go out and you connect people with the information that they need. And that information can be in the form of connecting them to a product that they need, connecting them to a contact with another person that they need, connecting them with whatever it is they're needing. If they're needing friends, if you know, they're needing advice, if they're needing anything, like that's you, and you're networking from this space of an open heart space, just full of love and unconditional love at that. Very, very beautiful, sparkling energy. All right. Next, what we're going to look at are the karmic blocks that are coming up. And karmic blocks they're energetic, and they can be both past life and they can be present life. And what is very important to realize about karmic blocks these are things that we create ourselves, okay? And it's by a repetitive motion. So a karmic block, and what I particularly talk about are the karmic blocks that are having a negative influence in your life. These particular karmic blocks are having a negative influence on your ability to manifest your best life. All right, and so first what we have coming up is something called a codependent connection. Then we have an etheric implant. I'll explain what these are here in a minute. I'll just put that up there right now. Then we also have a color deficiency. Okay, so first off, there is some kind of a connection in your life, pile one, that is, as the card says, it's codependent. So a codependent relationship is where one or both parties are depending on each other, or one like person A is depending on person B for person A's validation, their sense of worth, their you know, they're seeking this connection to provide them with something that they're supposed to be seeking within themselves. Okay, so if you are the codependent person, that means that you are meant to really look at this connection, try to figure out what it is that you're needing from that person, and look within yourself and figure out how you can give that to yourself instead. Okay, of course we are supposed to be, you know, we're relational beings, and relationships are supposed to kind of like add flair and add spice and add flavor to our lives, but they're never meant to replace our own sense of self-worth, ever. We're never supposed to get our own sense of self-worth from someone else. That needs to come from within. All right, so if you're the other person, and you're the one who is being sought to provide validation for someone, it can be a very difficult position to be in, because unless the other person is ready to face their own shadow, it can put you in a very precarious position. You can end up feeling like, you know, you're abandoning them and stuff like that, but you also have to realize that that's their journey. That's where you kind of, you know, you teeter-totter back and forth between someone who is, providing love and having a sense of responsibility, as opposed to someone who is completely enabling and allowing this toxic codependent connection to continue. Okay. It's a fine line. You really have to know when it's okay to let someone, walk, and if they fall down, they fall down. Or, are they going to fall off a cliff, something like that. But I really feel like for most of you, this codependent connection, I feel like you might be the one that's on the codependent side. You're the one who is in some kind of a connection where you're really needing the other person to validate your sense of self-worth. You're really needing this person to validate your feeling that you're worthy of love. That type of an issue, okay? An etheric implant. An etheric implant happens when we tend to continually make the same choices over and over and over again that we know go against our better judgment, against our better nature, and it goes against our sense of it goes against our authentic self. And in order to maintain in this negative behavior, it creates an actual energetic etheric implant, and they tend to plug into whichever chakra that it resonates with. Okay, so this etheric implant is actually plugged into your heart chakra, and it is drawing energy from that. And the program that it is actually running is one of misguidance. So if you are having a really hard time in your relationships, really being able to detect whether or not someone's intentions towards you are true, this is why. Because pile one, I am picking up that at your core, you are somebody who is very intuitive, you're very keyed in, and I would even suffice to say that you have a pretty on-point bullshit detector. But there are certain kinds of connections that when you get into, this ability of yours is severely disabled, if not completely muted. And so this etheric implant is really something that needs to be taken care of. And at the same time, you need to make sure that you are not still continuing to do the actions that allowed this implant to come into your experience in the first place. So if we're going to talk about how to remove these blocks here in a second, but part of living authentically is removing this implant and this barrier that is keeping you from being able to receive guidance about certain people and certain relationships and situations. Is when you get that guidance, it is very important for you to not move against that guidance, because if you continually do that, you're creating another karmic block. Okay, and so and then as far as the color deficiency goes, I really feel like this could be literal. Like, okay, you might need, like, if you're somebody who's constantly surrounded by white colors, whites, beiges, grays, blacks, things of that nature, it's like your higher self is saying, okay, you need to put some pop of color in there. Okay, and specifically colors that resonate more with the heart chakra, so maybe some pinks and some greens, or whatever color around the heart chakra that you resonate with. Otherwise, it also speaks of what happens when our heart space is completely closed off, because our emotions is what gives us that flavor. Our emotions are what color our lives. And so if you are feeling like I said about your sparkling personality, if you're feeling like that your sparkle has dulled, it's because you've got this wall around your heart that is keeping you from being able to, it's not only keeping you from feeling pain, is feeling hurt, feeling rejected, it is also keeping you from feeling any emotion hardly at all. Like whatever emotion you might be feeling, it's nowhere near the potential and the depths of what you could be feeling. This means like you might get a little kind of sparkle of maybe a little bit of joy, but this wall is really blocking the ability to fully embody that emotion. Okay, so especially if you're somebody who used to feel like the life of the party, somebody who was constantly joyful, always joking around, always laughing, looking forward to a lot of, fun things in life. And then all of a sudden, as time goes on and, life seems to hand us very difficult and challenging situations as well as relationships, we just tend to wall ourselves off. And so all of a sudden it's like you kind of become, and it sounds kind of cliche, but a shell of the person that you used to be, right? And so when you remove this wall, yes, like I said earlier, you're going to feel the pain and the rejection and whatever it is you've been trying to wall or numb out. But once you process and get those emotions out of the way, that allows for the joy and the peace and the courage and the confidence and the motivation and the bliss and all of that stuff to finally come through. Things that you haven't been able to probably feel in depth for a while. All right, so as far as getting rid of getting rid of these blocks. So as far as the codependent connection, that's something that you're going to have to walk out in life. So you have to figure out who this codependent connection is with in your life, pile one, and you have to balance it out. You need to figure out how to cultivate within yourself the feelings that you are wanting the other person to give you. So if you're wanting the other person to give you a sense of validation, a sense of worth, a sense of someone who matters in this world, and if this person isn't giving that to you, then all of a sudden you feel like you're trash. That is something that really needs to, like, you really got to dig in deep and work out how you can replace the need for that person's validation and validating your sense of self-worth, your validating your worthiness of love and stuff like that. Okay, that's the only way that karmic block can actually be corrected. And it might take some time, because a lot of the times codependent connections are born out of long-standing patterns of abandonment wounds, of rejection, of bitterness, things like that, right? And so your higher self knows exactly what it is you need to heal that part of yourself. So just, open yourself up and believe that those resources are available to you and that they will make themselves known to you in a way that you cannot miss, okay? Now, as far as this etheric implant goes, it's completely energetic at this point. So all you really need to do is just set the intention and make the decision that this etheric implant it's run its course in your life and you no longer need it, and just decide that it's gone. And then as soon as you decide, because your intention is one of the most powerful creative forces in the universe, it's okay, like period, point blank period. And it's instant. At the energetic level, it happens instantly. Now, pile one, if you want to do or if you feel led to do some kind of a 3D physical ritual to kind of symbolize getting rid of that implant, that's whatever you feel works, okay? It'll work for that too. I'm just letting you know, you don't have to do that unless you're feeling called to, okay? Otherwise, you just decide, okay, I don't want that anymore. It's got no place in my life. It's causing more problems than anything. I want it gone. Boom, it's gone. And then you just need to anchor that healing in by taking action that is congruent with that healing, okay? In other words, like I said, with that implant being gone, your awareness of people's true intentions in your relationships are going to make themselves very well known. This means that you might be able to just energetically pick up on the intention under the mask, and or even being provided divine intervention in the sense of like actually having like information dropped in your lap about what this person is or isn't up to, okay? But what you have to do in order to anchor this healing in pile one is you have to take action. Like if the universe sends you information that is showing you what the real deal is with somebody, You have to take the kind of action that you know is congruent with your authentic self, okay? In other words, and this is just an example, if you are in a romantic relationship with somebody and the universe drops information in your lap that this person has been cheating on you, and this has happened 2 or 3 times that you have proof of, and you continue to keep yourself in this toxic arrangement, you're going to end up just creating more of these blocks in your life that are a barrier to you being able to manifest your best life for yourself, okay? All right, we're going to move on. Next, what we have is we're just going to find out how these blocks have been showing up in your life, okay? And we have, let's see, make sure I got these in order. We got the 2 of Wands coming through. We also have the 3 of Wands coming through. We have the 4 of Wands coming through. So a lot of passion, a lot of motivation, as well as the Ace of Cups. Now, when I was first pulling these out, you know, like shuffling live, I was blown away at everything that was coming out here. And then look, we have the Queen of Cups. So at your core, pile 1, at your core, you are like, you're the life of the party. You're the one that everyone wants to come around because you just have this natural ability to make people feel good about themselves. You really, really do. And when you are completely living from your open heart space, like you see the Ace of Cups here, you see how the water is flowing out of the cup and into the ocean. This is you. Like, people get around you and you just have this abundance of love and nourishment and encouragement. Anything that anyone needs to kind of fill the gap. Like if somebody is coming around you and they're feeling really low about themselves and what they're needing is maybe just like a sense of validation, you don't even have to really validate them directly. It's just your energy comes through, and the way that you speak to them, how you show up to them, really makes them feel seen, feel appreciated. And you don't even have to tell them directly, I appreciate you, I see you. It's the way that you show up energetically. They just feel that from you. So people are actually may come to even crave your presence. Like, you're really the one, like if there's a get together going on, there's a party going on, a reunion going on, a wedding, any kind of a celebration that has the energy of like a joyous celebration, and you show up, that's when the party starts. That's you at your core. Okay? Now, if you've been living from a heart space that is very closed off, you're not going to connect to this energy. You might actually be somebody who has been in hermit mode for quite some time, somebody who's been kind of isolating themselves, because that's just kind of what tends to happen when we wall off that, you know, that our heart space. It takes a lot of energy, that wall that we construct around our hearts. It takes a lot of energy to keep that wall constructed, to keep it up, because the energy that is wanting to come out of your heart space itself is very potent and very strong. And so in order for you to be able to block that off so that it doesn't receive pain, or it doesn't let, you know, the wrong people in, you are using a lot of your creative energy to maintain that energetic wall. All right, so you're already using a vast majority amount of your vital force energy to keep this wall intact and keep it going. So that's where most of your energy goes. That's why it's like you feel like you don't have the energy to get out and about and really mingle and be the life of the party much anymore, is because that's where the wall is, where all of your energy is going. When you remove that wall, and, you know, the universe is able to continually pour its resource, its energy into you. It doesn't matter how much energy you expend. The universe is going to continue to replenish you. And so that's kind of like the point here is, this is what you're kind of like what you're missing out by being afraid to open your heart up to people again. There really isn't a reason to be afraid. You just have to set boundaries up, okay? And just realize, and it's okay, not everybody is inherently someone like you. And so what you can do is you show up full of love with boundaries intact, and then only select people can actually make it into your inner court. But that doesn't mean that your love isn't able to spill out on everybody, even those people who aren't safe spaces for your heart, right? But that's what love is. Love just blesses the crap out of everybody whether they deserve it or not. And honestly, that's where you're the happiest. Pile 1, you're the happiest when you're just loving, because that's what you are, right? You're just love. You just splash love on everybody because that's what you are. Think about people that throw glitter out of the bag. You're just throwing love on everybody whether they want it or not, right? I mean, this is you. You're the one, you're the Queen of Cups. You're spilling love out on everybody. You're the life of the party. And when you are living from this space, you're going to become very clear about what it is you want to manifest, and it's going to happen very quickly. So wand energy is very passionate, it's very inspired, it's very creative, it's motivating. And then you couple that with this abundant amount of emotional energy, because cups is all about emotion. So you got passion and you got emotion. Holy crap, pile 1. If you're feeling like life has become dull and gray in color and just kind of lifeless, all you have to do is remove the wall and allow yourself to be open around people again. Okay, you are safe to love, and especially with boundaries in place. Okay, all right, pile 1. Now what we're going to look at is just some general guidance from your higher self about this block. And so we've got the heart, more heart energy, and then we got the bridge. So we got the heart, we got the bridge, and then we also have home. If you're feeling, pile 1, kind of like if you're looking for a sense of home, and that's really what we're talking about with the codependent connection. You're looking for a sense of home outside of yourself, but you really need to bring that back into yourself. And it starts with opening your heart back up again. That's the bridge, okay? You cut yourself off from that. So you're forever looking for a sense of home in someone else or somewhere else, when really it's within you, okay? Your heart is really the key. Opening your heart up is the key to everything, and it's gonna bring you back into contact with that feeling of home again. Okay. Next, what we're gonna look at is just things that you can do that is going to help you align to manifesting your best life. So first, we got Turkey Spirit. We got Give with Gratitude and Grace. We also have Antelope Spirit, Life is Speeding Up. We've got Skunk Spirit, Know Your Worth. Sandpiper Spirit, Be Playful. As well as Wasp Spirit, Sometimes Life Stings. All right, so first, what's really popping out at me are the two. So we got the wasp and then we got the skunk, okay? And these are just kind of like two just parts of life, okay? Life is not always going to be apple orchards and rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, right? Sometimes things in life, things are going to sting. That doesn't mean that you bring the walls back up. All that means is that you allow the full breadth of emotion to, come up and run its course. And then, once you felt everything fully, that energy dissipates, and then, your core self is able to come back up again. Like your emotional home is what I like to, your emotional state of home. Okay. So if you're someone whose core state emotional home is joyous celebration, that joyous celebration is the core of who you are, but it can be covered by you know, a lot heavier emotions that aren't being dealt with in the right way. Okay, it's like a lid. Those trapped emotions, they're like a lid to the core of who you really are. And the core of who you really are is somebody that just loves life, loves people, and loves life. And not because there's anything special going on. That's how you feel all the time. You celebrate life all the time, because it's awesome to be able to wake up and live life and do life with people, right? And then the skunk spirit really gives me a sense of what it's going to feel like to people when you start putting boundaries up. They're not going to like how it feels, especially if they've been someone who has been able to overstep your boundaries without any consequence for however long, okay? But that doesn't matter. So the skunk spirit says, know your worth. You know that feeling, or that feeling that you get when you pass a skunk? It's just like, ugh. You know, that's how people are going to feel. Like, it's going to, the energy of your boundaries, your healthy boundaries, is going to feel very foreign to them. Therefore, it's going to feel, they're not going to like it. It may even feel yucky and nasty to them. They may even get upset with you to the point of saying, oh, you know, why are you attacking me? Why are you disrespecting me? Blah, 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 blah. But you need to know your worth, pile one, and know from the depths of your soul what your truth is, and you need to stand in your truth. So if somebody is trying to tell you that by you setting and enforcing a boundary is attacking them, that's not your person. Okay, somebody who is healthy, a healthy counterpart for you, is going to be somebody who will see your boundary and honor and respect your boundary, and actually respect you more for enforcing your boundary. Okay, now everything else we've got, like with the turkey spirit, giving with gratitude and grace, that's how someone who lives out of their heart space, that's really how they operate. That's just a natural part of being who you are. And then your higher self is really wanting you to know that once you remove this wall around your heart, and you start living with an open heart again, and just with boundaries firmly set in place, that's really going to just bust through many of the barriers keeping you from manifesting your best life. If you are somebody who is a networker, who is, you know, primarily based out of love, I mean, people are going to love you so much. I mean, they'll want to do business with you. They'll want to connect you with people who want to do business with you. They will want to even give you stuff. I mean, you need someone to help move you. You'll have, 10 people lining up. Sure, why not? That's who you are, and that's what you're going to attract, okay? And it's going to happen very quickly after dealing with this wall around your heart, okay? And then, of course, we have the sandpiper spirit talking about, being playful, and that really takes me back to, the joyful celebration, the Four of Wands energy. It's just, whatever's going on in the day, it's like, whatever crap is happening at work, whatever is going down at home with the other half, however your kids, if you have them, are just driving you crazy. It's just like, there's a point of time in the day where you're just like, okay, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to shut and leave all of that behind, and I'm going to get my party on. Even if it's just you by yourself, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to remember why life is worth living, why life is a joyous celebration to me. Right? And it's that sense of playfulness. So feeling playful is, and especially coupled with all of this wand energy, it's very playful, it's very creative, it's very imaginative, and it seeks out the good. It seeks out what feels good, right? And it doesn't care, this playful energy doesn't care about what other people looking at them think about them as they're having fun. It's really dropping the need to fit in at the expense of losing your sense of self. Okay? All right, we are almost done, pile one. Here we've got what energy the universe is wanting to pull through for you in order to support you during this time. And here we have release. So definitely release the wall that is up around your heart. That's going to take care of a lot of your issues as far as being able to manifest your best life, okay? Now here are some affirmations that you can say to yourself on a regular basis to kind of help align your energy more with being able to manifest your best life. And here we have the butterfly. And it says, I am always growing and transforming. We also have the feather. Everything is happening for me. And then lastly, we have, I reach success by staying focused on my goals. Now, this is really kind of like wrapping up the message really well, because, you know, the butterfly, when you're first removing the wall, it can feel very uncomfortable because it's going to release, you know, it's like a dam. And once that dam is, you know, destroyed, you have all this pent up emotion just rushing over you. And, you know, it's going to feel very, very, very uncomfortable for a while until finally that it settles down. And that's when you can really feel like, kind of like it feels like when the butterfly is trying to wrestle its way out of its cocoon, or the chrysalis, I think it's what it's called. It's very uncomfortable at first, but you just keep working through it, keep working through it, keep working through it. And then that's when, you know, you're really able to stretch your wings out and fly and just be beautiful. And then of course we have the saying where it says everything is happening for me. That kind of goes along with the wasp spirit and the skunk spirit about, like, you know, sometimes life stings. Living from a space of gratitude and grace really helps to put your mindset in the right perspective. When you approach challenges and setbacks with the mindset that this is happening for me and not to me, then it really it makes the universe, because the universe is not for you or against you. The universe just is. What creates your reality is you. And I read this thing earlier today in an email where it said something along the lines of, your thoughts, your intention is how you aim God, okay? Your thoughts and your intention is how you aim the universe, okay? So if you are dealing with setbacks and challenges, and the way that you are aiming yourself through this challenge or through the setback is by looking at it and saying, okay, this is happening for me. How is this, you know, how is this happening for me rather than to me? How is the universe using this to co-create my reality? Maybe this setback is rerouting me on the right path, because maybe I was going down the wrong path. There's so many ways that you can look at, you know, setbacks and challenges and things like that, and obstacles. You know, is there a mess in the message? Is there a message in the mess? What's the gift in this type of thing? Okay. And then of course I reach success by staying focused on my goals. Staying focused on your goals as opposed to staying focused on, you know, the obstacles or the setback or how much more you have to go. It's really all about focusing your energy in a way that is going to align you with the universe being a co-creator with you, co-creating your experience that you want, okay? Because the universe is co-creating with you 24/7. It's just, you know, how are you aiming the universe? Are you aiming it to manifest things that you consciously don't want, or are you aiming the universe to help you manifest what you do want? Okay. All right, pile one, that was your reading. I'm really hoping this file is not corrupted, because I don't want to do this one again. I hope that this reading brought you, you know, healing. I hope it brought you some enlightenment. If it did, pile one, please do me a favor and smash that like button. If you feel led to, you know, subscribe, share, and comment. I highly value and am honored to receive your feedback and also your time for viewing this. And I really appreciate you, pile one. I really hope that you know that. And I will be reading again for you very soon. Thank you, pile one. All right. Hey, pile two, this is your reading if you chose the mixed bag looking card here. What we're going to be looking at with this card kind of is giving me an overall sense of where your energy is wanting to express itself in regards to manifesting your best life, okay? Oh, wow. Okay, so I see why this is the mixed bag. Okay, so basically there's no one chakra coming forward that wants just isolated expression. You're meant to live fully pretty much from all your energy centers, okay? And so this says embrace the balance between earth and spirit. So I'm really getting a feeling that pile 2, you are meant to learn how to balance your inner masculine and your inner feminine. In order to live fully and freely and to really reach your full potential. And it's not going to matter really what your mission is. If you learn how to balance your inner masculine and your inner feminine, that's automatically going to remove any kind of block that you might be experiencing, because that's pretty much how karmic blocks are created, is when we are living out of balance. Okay, if you don't know what it looks like to live out of balance, as far as what's it mean to be too much in your masculine and not enough in your feminine, which is the case for the vast majority of us, I will leave a link to a video of mine that you can watch that I did last year, and it will kind of give you more of an idea of how to balance your inner masculine and your inner feminine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what archetype is really wanting to express itself through you, and there are, any archetype that comes out, they're each going to have their own polarities. So there's going to be the light attribute and the shadow attribute, okay? So it doesn't matter what archetype comes out. You're going to know whether or not you're in, which attribute you're in, simply by the description, all right? So what archetype is pile 2? What archetype is wanting, or is having control right now? What archetype is having control right now? What archetype is having the most control over pile 2's life right now? Which archetype is driving the bus for pile 2? Which archetype is driving the bus for pile 2? Archetype. Which archetype is driving the bus for pile 2 right now? Oop. Huh. All right, so we had 2 archetypes come out pile 2. And it really kind of looks like I can see where why you're being split back and forth. And so we have the thief, and then we also have the monk slash the nun. All right, so the monk and the nun, when you are in the healthy expression of this, or the positive expression of this archetype, it's about selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. On the other coin, the other side of the coin, it's a negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety, which means you're overly sacrificing yourself. Okay, so the thief is, the light attribute is sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. The shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. And so these 2 archetypes are at constant war with each other. Okay, and you can apply this information however it fits in your life. Being a thief doesn't necessarily mean you're like a kleptomaniac, or you have a problem with stealing things from people or anything like that. It can just simply also mean that you have a very self-limiting, self-defeating thought pattern or belief structure that is stealing your ability to really live in and activate this attribute. okay? Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. And I really can understand why we got all chakras showing up here. Because when you are living from this energy, the selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, that's going to automatically make all of your chakras balanced and in working order, right? But then you have kind of like this part of you that is like the Debbie Downer that is constantly coming in and stealing the motivation, the desire, the ability to love unconditionally. It is stealing your confidence, things of that nature, okay? So we definitely have two archetypes that are at war with each other here. We got the monk or the nun, and then we have the thief, all right? So now we're going to look at let's look at how this, let's look at the actual karmic blocks. Now first we need to figure out how many your higher self is wanting us to look at, or how many we can look at right now. There is at least 5. Pile 2 you want us to look at. Okay, there's 4. 3. Okay, I'm picking up 1. All right, there's only one major karmic block that is wanting to show up right now, pile 2. So let's find out what that is. Let's make sure you can see okay. Pile 2. Oop, that one was a bargain. All right, so a bargain is, it's like you are trading, or you are, what's that word? It's giving up a part of your sovereignty in order to get something from someone else, because you don't believe that you are capable of you don't believe you're capable of providing that for yourself. So in the sense of here, what's coming up, it's almost like, and this could be literal, this could be a past life issue. You could have literally been a monk or a nun. Hold on, let's see if that is true. In a past life. Okay, this bargain for pile 2 originated in a past life. Pile 2 was a monk or a nun in this past life. Okay, and so basically it was like, in this past life, what it feels like is like you, and often when you take vows to be a nun and or a monk in a past life, you take vows as such, and there's several different vows you can take, but most of the time it's vows of poverty, vows of chastity, vows of suffering, vows of sacrifice. And these are contracts. These are energetic contracts that follow you. Okay, and so, but this bargain has the energy, it feels like you became a monk or a nun because you felt like you didn't have any other choice. There wasn't any, I'm picking up orphan vibes. Like, instead of spending your life in an orphanage or something such as that, or even after, you became of age, you couldn't see any other way of providing for yourself, so you joined some kind of a monastery. Not so much for a religious purpose, you did it more because that was a way for you to stay clothed, stay fed, stay sheltered, stay alive, basically. And but in order for you to maintain your place at this, monastery or this convent or whatever, religious thing this was, it doesn't necessarily have to be an actual monk or nun. There's several different religious factors here, or there are several different religious structures or organizations you could have been a part of, but you had to align yourself with a belief system that maybe didn't really fully align with who you really were authentically, and you knew that. And so this bargain, this energy of this bargain it's very karmic. And so what it's going to show up as, let's see how it's showing up in your life right now. How is this bargain energy showing up? How is pile 2 experiencing this karmic block in their life right now? Pile 2. Okay. How are you experiencing this bargain in your life? We got the Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, that's one. Okay. Let's get 4 more cards, please. Pile 2. Talk to me, pile 2. Alright, let's get a couple more. Oh. There's a very there's a very harsh energy that's presenting itself. Very authoritarian. Did I say that right? Authoritarian, yeah. Where, like, if you were to get in alignment with this energy, you were promised that you would be taken care of. But that's not what's happening. Sure, like, okay, so the bargain is, and sorry if I sound exasperated, it's just my way of processing. I'm not, like, annoyed or anything like that. The bargain is coming in, like, it's expressing this, it's expressing itself in this lifetime as either you are, or there's kind of like this underlying desire to want to merge with this energy that is agreeing to make sure that you stay materially taken care of, that make sure that it's gonna make sure that you stay fed, it's gonna make sure that you stay clothed, it's gonna make sure that you stay sheltered, and maybe even like abundantly so. So this can mean like you're gonna, this energy, and it's actually these two energies put together, like, somebody very authoritarian, but the energy is very harsh, very cutting, very cold, very swift to judge critically. That is agreeing that if you merge or align with them, it will keep you, like I just said earlier, clothed, taken care of, keep you fed, keep you sheltered, and in maybe even in luxury. The problem is, though, while you are being materially taken care of, like in the physical, materialistically, you're being taken care of, you are being neglected emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. possibly even sexually. I'm not picking up sexually though. That might be true for a small portion of you. Oh, all right, let's get some more information. Let's clarify. Okay. So with the collaboration, like if you're wanting to, like you're wanting this merger, like you're in, you know, whether it's a partnership with somebody as far as a romantic relationship, whether it's in, you know, with a boss or business partner, or even friendships or anything else, it's like you want to be a part of something, but your inability to, or I shouldn't say your inability, your belief that you can't do it on your own is, and that you need to align and merge with this harsh energy in your life, it's really blocking you from being able to be a part of something great. And to clarify, pile 2, this energy may be an actual physical human person. It could also be a spiritual entity. Okay? And it could be a spiritual entity that you had aligned with in that past life. Just take what resonates, okay? But the way this bargain is showing up is it's really about merging. Keeps coming up. 8th house energy is all about merging with other people, and for the purposes of sharing their resources rather than standing on your own. Because you don't believe, there's a part of you that doesn't believe that you can have this wealthy, abundant, beautiful, happy life. Like, you know, the nice house, the nice cars, the abundant bank account, things of that nature. On your own, like you need the help of this person or this entity in order to achieve it. Maybe you think that in order for you to achieve this lifestyle, you need to marry somebody that already has those things, and maybe even compromise or sacrifice a part of yourself in order to get that. The problem is that's going against your authentic self. Okay? I can only make suggestions, and I'm only sharing with you what your higher self is letting you know. If, you know, that's something you want to move forward with, or if this is what you have your eye on and you really don't believe that you have the power to do it yourself, and you're going to align with someone that already has that and compromise your own values and things of that nature, and sacrifice what you want emotionally, spiritually, and mentally in order to get it, you know, that's completely up to you, and that is your right as a sovereign being, as a sovereign divine being. But that is going to cause some karmic blocks and challenges for you moving forward. Okay? This bargain and this whole issue with this Emperor person with this reversed Knight of Swords energy, and this is karmic. This feels karmic. Meaning it feels like it's something that originated and is carrying over from a past life. This person or this energy is not going to let you successfully be a part of anything great, because that is what's going to help you reach this 10 of Pentacles energy all on your own. That's what you have to understand. If you move forward with this energy and you cleave yourself to someone who already exists, you go against your better judgment, you go against your better nature, you go against what you know to be true for yourself authentically, there is going to be some karmic consequences either immediately or later on. You're going to be sacrificing something to. It's likely going to be your happiness, your sense of peace, your sense of joy. You know, you live past, you know, you just have all the things. You stuff to come get this. I don't want to say under control. In that out energy, so that when this karma play at its time, you won't have the urge or you won't feel powerless unless you do it. All right. So we have the anchor coming up. We've got the cross. And then we have the child. There's a part of you that feels like there's a part of you feels like your inner child is almost like a and this could also attract children. Okay, so for those of you who have children who may be in a relationship with diversity, not so much the kids like the burden, but the responsibility to take care of kids. It's like the responsibility of being, children is kind of like keeping you feel is keeping you locked in this, or it could be, like you want children, but you have the responsibility of having children, and being a parent is to take a lot on your own. And you feel like, if I want the big house, the nice car, which there's nothing wrong with wanting any of those things, seriously, I want all that myself. Adding on top of that, the responsibility of having and like the only option you have for whatever reason is to, well, it's karmic, that the only option that has is or is all like, but the energy of children is, and it's like, if you don't have any desire to have children, this is talking about, okay, for many of you, actual children and saying children, whether you have them yet or not. Like, children is having some kind of, having an effect, not to, and if you don't adore them, but you realize, as far as time goes, all stuff, and you have a feeling like you don't. And the only option it feels like in this time is this Emperor energy. Like, you don't have time to wait around for the right kind of person to align yourself with. Okay. Let's see. Pile 2. Tell me with manifesting your best life. You know what? I feel like this is God, that's a lot. Come on. All right. I'm just gonna. All right, Pile 2. Tell me what you need. What do you need to do? What do you need to do in order to? Horse spirit, freedom is yours. We have Panther power. Last one. What do you got? Stag spirit, take the lead. Holy crap. Okay, this is basically like what I've been saying in a nutshell. You don't need this Emperor in order to manifest your life. In fact, aligning yourself with this Emperor energy is keeping you manifesting your life. Don't let this Emperor make you believe that your family, okay? Now, I'm not saying that, you're going to end up a single parent. That's not it at all. Part of manifesting your best life is having the exact kind of family dynamic that you want, okay? But you don't have to sacrifice important, integral, core parts of yourself in order to achieve that, okay? You don't need this Emperor person in order to get these things. You have the capability and the power within you to get these things all by yourself, and you also have the ability and the capability to attract into your life someone who already has these things, that won't make you sacrifice, your mental health, your spiritual health, or your emotional health. Okay? Definitely not. And take the lead. You might have to be the one to break these chains. You are going to have to be the one to break this bargain that you have with this energy. And the same thing that really takes a move of karma is just the decision, the intention. You set the intention that you are free from this. Now you can back to that if you feel like you need to. But besides, if this energy is done, it's done, and that blockage, that energy is out of your life. Okay, and so honestly, what's been going on is your ability, it's been secure. Even if it's like, okay, so even if you were to live in a nice house and have nice things and drive nice cars and wear nice clothes, you're never really secure. You're never really materialistically secure if one person is with their own resources. And so your higher self is wanting you to know that this bargain and you're agreeing to merge, you with the lifestyle. I shouldn't say that. You don't need this Emperor energy for that. And it's been said not to sacrifice. Not to sacrifice your divine sovereign will for that. Because even if it means temporarily having to downgrade, you can have the Ten of Pentacles. You can have all of that. Ten of Pentacles energy, you guys, like I said earlier, is the nice house, the abundant, the nice clothes, nice cars, having more than, having more money at the end of your month. Okay, you can have that. You don't need support or you are powerful. You are all powerful. You are a co-creator. You can get all of that. You can truly have it all. All right, so now what we're going to look at, pile 2, is you are realigning your manifesting your best life. I will see. I'm grateful for all you have. What's also coming up, kind of to the kind of money you can make, or the kind of job that you work, or the kind of work that you output. If you're not making enough money, or you're living in conditions that on the outside to others look like you are living below the poverty line, like you're making that a part of your sense of self-worth, and that's becoming that. I know it's not comfortable. Like if you are currently piled 2 in a situation where you have the nice house, you have the nice car, you wear the nice clothes, and you got the nice bank account, and stay in a relationship or an arrangement with somebody who treats you like shit, basically, who makes you feel unsafe, who makes your heart feel unsafe, who doesn't make you feel don't be afraid to temporarily in the materialistic realm to downgrade while you get all of this stuff sorted out. Because while it may seem on the outside that you are downgrading, you're actually emotionally, mentally, and spiritually and karmically, big one, karmically, you're karmically upgrading. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to restore what it was you lost when you were in alignment or aligning your energy with this Emperor energy. it's not only going to restore it, but it's going to give you more above beyond what you had with this person. And you may come to find, it's like you may come to find you don't even need that big of a house or that nice of a house. You never know, and though you're healing what comes through, especially when you are completely and fully aligned with yourself. All right, let's the last one we're going to look at here, and this will be conclude your messages. What energy is wanting to come through to support you? And here we have protection. Yeah, this Emperor energy really feels toxic. And that, and your higher self might be saying you need to make sure you have all your ducks in a row if you plan on leaving this arrangement, whether this is an actual physical relationship, this is an arrangement that you made with, some kind of a spiritual deity, in order to do that. But you know what, pile 2, as long as you believe that you are, a divine expression of the creator itself, experiencing life in this human body, then you don't have to worry about other people's energies. Especially if you get yourself to a place where you are vibrating highly on a consistent basis. Because I'm sure you've heard it said that light or darkness cannot exist where light is. Okay, so if you are showing up full of love, full of peace, full of, courage and confidence and stuff like that, and you're just know that you have the power to create whatever life you want to live for yourself, then it doesn't matter what spiritual entity or what person you have this bargain with. It doesn't matter what they try to do against you. The universe will rearrange itself to deliver to you the exact life that you want, as long as you are, living authentically, and you are, showing up out of unconditional love, gratitude, all that stuff. All right, pile 2, those were your messages. I hoped that they brought you some kind of healing. I hope they brought you definitely some entertainment, right? If you did enjoy these messages, please do me a favor and hit that smash that like button, share, so I really honor your guys'. I'll be very soon. Thanks, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. This is your reading if you chose the Peach Moonstone card. What we're going to be looking at here with this card is where your energy is wanting to be expressed the most at this time. And here we have, the sacral chakra. And this is talking about fertility. So let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. Okay. So this could be talking literally about, procreating, about having kids. It also could be talking about just the birthing of new ideas. Okay. It's like the first place that you start when you're wanting to manifest things. It's the seeds that you plant out into the universe, and then you water them and continually, in order to manifest them into reality. All right, so next what we're going to look at are the archetype, or archetypes that are at work in your life, or is driving the bus, we'll say. What archetype is driving the bus in pile 3's life right now? Good or bad? What is the archetype driving the bus in pile 3's life? And here we go. Oh, the poet. I love how synchronistic these readings can be. So the light attribute of the poet is that expresses soul insights in symbolic language, and then the shadow attribute, it turns the lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. And so it's all about really how you're using your words. Okay? Really pay really close attention, because your words are having a huge impact on what you are manifesting and calling forth into your life right now. Like, I'm being told that you probably need to sit down and really take a really close look at the thoughts that are on constant repeat in your head every single day. Like, journal them down if you need to. Set a timer on your phone if you need to. And just kind of constantly be checking in with yourself. Okay, what is it I'm feeling? What is it I'm thinking? And is what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, is it incongruent with what I want to manifest, or is it working against what I want to manifest? And you know what's coming up? I call it, oh crap, I'm going to have to see if I can find it. Checking on your manifestor or something. I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my thing and show you, on my phone and show you. Okay, yeah. It says, keep your manifestor in check. So I'll see if I can record it here. Maybe you can take a snapshot of it. Okay. It says, keep your manifestor in check. Ask yourself regularly, where is my focus going? What is my attention on? What is in the process of being manifested right now? Okay. I'm glad I was had that handy right here so I could grab that. Yeah, so your higher self is really wanting you to look at that and really pay attention, because your words are the containers through which you are creating your experience and your reality here, okay? So big emphasis on the words that you are thinking to yourself, the words that you are saying to yourself, how you are describing things that happen to you, things of that nature, okay? Now we're going to look at some actual energetic karmic blocks. Pile 3, what are your energetic karmic blocks? If you don't know what a karmic block is, pile 3, and you're, wanting more information on that and why it is so important to kind of understand what they are, just check the intro out and then come back to the timestamp. Energetic block. What's the main energetic block for pile 3? You got an energy parasite. Okay. Let me look real quick. Let's get more information about that. Okay, so this energy parasite is actually feeding off of the energy around your sacral chakra. So an energy parasite is exactly what it sounds like. You know how we have parasites in the body that feed off of, our bodies in order to, sustain its own life? There are energy parasites as well, okay? And just like physical, parasites that can live in or on the body, energy parasites multiply as well, and they can create they create a lot of damage in our life. Okay, so let's see how this energy parasite is. What exactly is this parasite doing at the sacral chakra? Okay, so it's making you feel a lot of anxiety about, anxiety about, don't pay attention to the weakness part, just energy parasite and anxiety. About your ability to create the life that you want to create. Okay, and so this parasite is literally like the energy that this parasite is helping to create, it's feeding off of that anxiety. Okay, and actually that's what attracted the parasite to you, the energetic parasite to you, is this sense of anxiety, like, that's keeping it alive. And so it's going to kind of help to perpetuate these feelings and this thought pattern that is keeping this anxiety concerning your ability to create and manifest the life that you want alive, for the purposes of sustaining its own life. Okay, now what's really cool is because this is an energy parasite, it's completely energetic. When you decide, because your most powerful creative force, pile 3, is your intention, your power of intention. So all you have to really do is just decide and say out loud, and with conviction and pure belief that this energy parasite needs to go. It's gone. You remove it, it's gone instantly. What you need to do furthermore, above and beyond that, is really, like I said before, to keep your manifestor in check. Really learn how to feel through the anxiety and learn how to talk to yourself differently in a way that is more empowering. Learn how to see the things that are happening in your life in a way that is more empowering. If you are coming against constant roadblocks, constant challenges, it's like you can never seem to up level, or when you do, you seem to lose it. That's when you really need to dig in deep and look at your subconscious patterns. But what's really coming through is your words. It's like you're hypnotizing yourself. You're cursing yourself. Which is what attracted this parasite to you and was feeding off of you. So not only were you blocking your own ability to manifest the life that you wanted and create the life that you wanted, just because of the words that you were saying to and about yourself and your ability to manifest and create. This energy parasite came along, and then it was starting to feed off of that energy, taking even more of your energy away from you. So if it seemed like if there seems to have been a certain part, there was a time in your life where things just seemed to go downhill, like, things were kind of like a struggle, and then boom, all of a sudden it seems like shit just blew up. That's when you contracted this energy parasite. Which I know this sounds kind of scary, but you know, I mean, just like you can pick up energy, just like you can pick up physical parasites from the foods that you eat and the things that you drink, energy parasites can come from the information that you are, you know, devouring. And information comes in the form of, you know, TV shows, music, news, stories, pictures, things of that nature. Okay, so be very aware of that. But like I said, when you decide that you want to get rid of this energy parasite, all you have to do is just make the intention and make the decision that you want it gone, and it's gone. But you need to keep your thoughts in check, pile 3, in order to make sure and pay very close attention to the information that you are feeding on. Okay? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. What else are we going to look at? Let's look at how this block has been working in her life more recently. How has this block been showing up in your life, pile 3? How have you been experiencing the effects of this block in your life, pile 3? Pile 3, show me how you have been experiencing this block in your life. I need 5 cards, please. Got the 3 of Cups, the Hierophant, and then we got the King of Pentacles reversed. It's having an effect on you pretty much in every which way possible. I can tell that already with just the few cards that have come out. I need 2 more. Pile 3, please. Oh. Okay. Oh, and then we have the Sun in reverse. Okay. So, although it's all across the board. It's definitely keeping you from being able to have the kind of like committed long-term relationship that you've wanted. It may have even been keeping you from getting married or being able to establish a long-term meaningful relationship with somebody. It may have even been keeping you from being able to establish a connection with your higher self, with the universe, with God or source, whatever you call it. It's been keeping you from being able to find any kind of financial stability in your life. It's really been always like once you start making progress in any area, something happens and it takes you right back to square one. And that's kind of that's like a huge deal because it's constantly happening. It's almost like that's the karma. Like you make progress, you make progress, you make progress. Something happens, boom, you're taken right back to square one. Square one, square one, square one with this full energy here. Now, full energy is actually, it's really good energy because this is where like the slate is wiped clean. You can build it any way you want. So it's like, okay, the crappy part happens though when you are consistently having to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and you know, having to backtrack and then keep going and you're taking 3 steps forward and 5 steps back. It just sucks, right? You know, you really just want to enjoy life You just want to eat and drink and be merry, be married, or maybe not. You just, you want a lifetime partner, or that person you can be with, and maybe you even want to travel. You want to see the world, but this belief that you have about your ability to create and manifest the life that, and I can see with with what's going on why you would feel that way, but you have, that's why you're being led to really pay attention to the words that you're speaking out loud and silently to yourself and about yourself, how you are, what's that word? How you are, the story that you're telling yourself about what's happening around you, because there could be there's a scenario that's happening and there's 15 sets of eyes looking at it, and the story that is being told about that scenario can be different among the 15 sets of eyes, right? And so if you're facing something that's challenging, you have the ability to choose to look at it in a very proactive way. So if you're experiencing money issues, a very destructive way to look at that would to be, oh, this must be my destiny. I must have really did something wrong in a past life. This is all I've ever got, and this is probably all I'll ever get. That's very destructive. Looking at something like money problems, in a constructive way, is looking at something and saying, okay, this doesn't feel good. How can I overcome this, and how can I create a space in my life so that this doesn't happen again? It's that kind of a mindset. Like, how can I change this? How can I fix this? Right? And so, and then being very mindful of what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you're around. Okay, be very, very careful, because there is, if you believe it or not, there are energetic entities. For me, it's easier to word these kinds of entities as just parasites, that they feed off of the vibration that information creates within you. Okay, so those two things together is really going to help balance some of this energy out, so that you're not constantly taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Okay, all right, let's look at what you can do. Let's look at some advice. Give us some advice, pile 3. How to align. All right, we got coffin. We have the star. Oh, that's actually 888. Okay, so I'm not too like angel numbers and stuff like that. So look up the meaning of what 888 means, because that is significant. And we have, all right, the letter. So there's definitely some kind of I think about this as like the death card in the tarot. So the death card is like death and rebirth, right? And literally, like, you got the star next to the coffin, which is letting you know that something needs to die off. Something negative in your life needs to be put to death in order for, because there's almost like this feeling like there's no hope anyway, but you're still hanging on to something. This could be a relationship, this could be a job, this could be a career field that may not be necessarily working out for you, a life path you started on that isn't really providing fruitful. It could be a friendship that is toxic. It could be anything, honestly. And it's very draining from your life. And whatever this thing is, it's causing you to question even more your ability to create the life that you want to create. It could be somebody in your life that is actually telling you that you can't do it. Why are you even trying that? It could be your affiliation with some kind of an organization, or your affiliation with some kind of a belief structure that is somehow influencing your belief that either manifesting your best life is not available to you, or manifesting your best life is selfish, or manifesting your best life is, I don't know. Yeah, something along those lines. And once you're able to do that, like once you're able to cut the connection with whatever this person or this organization or whatever it is, and this person or this organization could be the source of the information where this energy parasite came from. Maybe you watch too much news, maybe it's social media, maybe it's a friendship circle of yours where, you know, there's a lot of gossiping or slandering or something. I don't know, pile 3. But there is something you're a part of that is feeding you information on a regular basis that is actually, it opened the, what's that word? It opened access. It created an access within you for this energy parasite to attach to your energy and start feeding off of you, okay? So look at any area in your life where you are receiving information. Pay very close attention to how that energy, that information, how it makes you feel after you're done digesting it. Okay, if that information enrages you, if that information makes you really mad, if that information makes you sad, if it makes you depressed, if it makes you anxious, if it makes you anxious, if it makes you worry, you need to cut ties with that, all right? Cut ties with that. And then you're going to be getting some kind of communication, some kind of information is going to, some good information that gives you hope. So, you know, because there's 2 different kinds of information, but you're going to receive access to some kind of information that's going to feed your ability to create the life that you want. This could be a new friendship circle, a new relationship. It could be anything that is going to feed and nourish your soul rather than drain and feed off of it. Okay? All right, now we're going to look at, see what steps can you take, pile 3, to further align with your absolute best life. Okay, we've got embrace the in-between, so the flamingo spirit. We also have the dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Thank you, that has to do with that information too. Now, I understand, like, you know, this is where connecting with your higher self and the universe, source, or God, whatever you want to call it, is really going to come in handy here, because your higher self, your intuition, that's the part of you that is connected to universal truth and universal knowledge. So you're going to have a lot of information coming your way, and you may already have a lot of information coming your way that is being communicated to you in a way, it's communicated to you in a sense of its absolute certainty, like they know that that's the truth and blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is that if you've never heard of what neuro-linguistic programming is, it's the ability to communicate information to people in a way that it automatically bypasses like their subconscious guard, their gatekeeper, and straight to the part of their mind, the part of their brain, their subconscious, that will program truth and belief into it. Okay? So this is why you have to be very careful about just blindly believing what someone else is telling you about what they believe the truth to be. Okay? See, it says truth transcends illusion. So this is kind of a harder reading for me to do because I know what cognitive dissonance does to people. You may be part of something that you believe is very, that you believe is, oh, what's that word? See, I'm being blocked from being able, see, something is blocking me from being able to communicate this with you. You believe it's inherently good, okay? You believe that this, whatever this source of information, you believe that maybe they seem credible. They seem credible. They seem to know about what they're talking about. And so, but the fact of the matter is, especially if it's coming from a human source, humans are, not all humans, but there's a lot of humans that are corrupt. Okay? A lot of humans dealing with faulty programming and very selfish and greedy intentions. And so, because of how, they have been taught and trained to communicate information in a way that bypasses your subconscious gatekeeper, they know that if you speak, and actually Tony Robbins says this too. He says the person with the most, the person who is able to convey the most certainty wins. And that's how this is. So you got to be very careful about the information that is being passed down on you and really learn to kind of let your inner guidance take over. Okay, and it may take some time to sift through all of that. Okay, this is real, like, paradigm shifting stuff here, pile 3. Okay, what else do we got? We got pig spirit. It says use your mind wisely. Okay, so don't just blindly believe what somebody in power or with influence or with credibility or with apparent credibility tells you. All right, you got to learn how to really connect to your inner self and check with your inner guidance against anything someone else says. And it really is, it could be that what they're telling you is true, but it's being delivered in a fashion to create an emotional response from you. And that emotional response that is creating is very damaging to your ability to manifest and co-create your ability. I mean, your best life. Here we've got Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. Then we also have Skunk Spirit, know your worth. Just because pile 3, maybe you may not have, you may not have the education, you may not have the money, you may not have, the quote unquote credibility. But honestly, if you really get in touch with who and what you are at a soul level, you really get in touch with your higher self and that part of you that is connected to truth, universal truth and universal knowledge. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Just be very, very careful, pile 3, about the energy the energy. I was going to say information, but the energy, and that's exactly how, information is energy as well. Okay? Everything is at its base core is energy, so be very careful about the information that you are digesting, because that is energy that you are also digesting, that you are making a part of yourself that is throwing off your ability to create and manifest the life that you want. All right, we've got a few more cards to look at. First, I want to see what energy is wanting to come through to support you as you align more to your best life. We have self-love, and then this one I'm going to come out. Oh, deep healing. So self-love and deep healing. The universe is wanting to really come through and help foster within you a sense of self-love, and that includes trusting yourself. Okay, trusting yourself and your inner guidance system. And then deep healing, because a lot of what can happen, especially when when you're awakened to the reality of what you thought reality was, it can cause a lot of internal chaos. And so the universe is really wanting to come through to make sure that when your eyes are open, or when you cut off that information source, because there's a part of you that has, especially with this energy parasite, there is a part of you energetically that has become dependent on it. So, self-love and deep healing is wanting to come through to kind of help stabilize you and support you as you are healing through the separation between yourself and this energy, this negative influencing energy source. Okay. All right, so we've got a few more messages I want to pull for you. Pile 3, we're just going to find out what affirmations you can say to yourself through this time. Pile 3, give me 3 cards, please. We have everything is happening for me. So that's a mindset. So when you're going through challenging situations, a defeating mindset looks at it and says, oh, why is this happening to me? So a proactive mindset would be like, okay, this is happening for me. What is this trying to show me? How is this trying to, maybe redirect or re-guide me along the right path? Okay, give me 2 more, pile 3. We have, I am lucky because I create my own luck. You create the life that you want to live. You can manifest that yourself. And then this says, everything I dream of is achievable. Thank you. You don't need to attach yourself to anything or any belief set or any organization in order to really achieve what you're wanting to achieve. Okay? You are fully capable on your own to speak I'm trying to think, like something from scriptures is wanting to come through about, like how you speak it and it comes true. And you really have to be in that energy of speaking it and knowing that it's going to come true. You spoke it and so it is. Pile 3, you speak it and so it is. You speak it and so it is. So how are you going to speak in a way that's going to manifest what you want to manifest in your life, right? All right, pile 3, those were your messages. I hope they brought you healing. I hope they brought you entertainment. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, pile 3, please do me a favor and smash that like button. Comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so. I honor and I look forward to your guys' feedback, and I will be reading again for you very soon. Thanks, pile 3. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Lepidolite card, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be finding out any information that will help you in manifesting your best life. Okay, so this card is going to give us kind of an overall theme of how your energy is wanting to be expressed in order for you to be able to manifest your best life. And here we've got third eye chakra energy. So it says signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. And so your higher self is like almost like it's working overtime. Like the universe is really throwing synchronicities and signs and mile markers on your, in front of you on your way, so that you can kind of get an idea of where it is you're supposed to be going. And so it's like you're never alone, especially with third eye chakra energy coming through. Every single thing that you would ever want to know in order to advance or level up, you're already connected to. There isn't anything, any problem, there isn't any problem or any challenge that that a solution doesn't exist for. There's a solution for everything. And I'm being shown by your higher self that you are very, very connected to your own higher self. You just might be having doubts as to whether or not you're interpreting the signs correctly. And your higher self is really just kind of wanting you to, just start putting in some action. So if you're feeling kind of doubtful or scared, it's like you're being said, well, follow the signs. And if you're not sure if you're following them correctly, just follow them anyway. And you'll be rerouted if you need to be, okay? So don't be too afraid about following the signs or anything like that. As you begin to follow the signs, the signs will become, you'll be able to read and interpret the signs much more clear, okay? So your higher self in the universe is just basically telling you to get started. Just get started by taking action and following the signs. Next, what we're going to find out, pile 4, is the archetype. Like, which archetype is basically driving the bus of your life right now? So, pile 4, tell me what archetype is driving the bus. What archetype is driving the bus? Let's see. Pile 4, talk to me, pile 4. What archetype is driving the bus in your life right now? Let's see. I just need 1 card, please. 2 if need be. Whoa, okay. All right, so the archetype that's coming through, that is basically like driving the bus. Which I mean by driving the bus is like what's guiding you in your life, what's taking over in your life right now. So there's a part of you, an archetype within you that is has the energy of a slave. And so the light attribute is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Or it can be the shadow attribute, which is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices, okay? And so, if you are able to just completely, and even in this way, it's like, even if you completely surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust, that's faith. But at the same time, it's like you're really just, you're surrendering and you're letting go of trying to figure it out. You're letting go of trying to control it with your mind, okay? Because there's the difference between, like, your mind can only interpret what's going on around it. It's your heart space, your intuition space, that is where your higher self and your intuition speaks out of, okay? Sometimes our egoic mind, because the mind is where fear is born. Fear, it comes out of, the mind. Definitely a mind that is unchecked. And what I mean by unchecked is, because we've run on programming for years and years and years, right? And so a mind that goes unchecked, there's all kinds of negative influencing energies and programs that can be at work, that if we don't check in with ourselves for a while, it's like it just goes on autopilot. And so what you're being asked, pile 4, is, are you able to completely surrender your egoic fears, your egoic doubts, your egoic need to control, your want to control? Can you completely surrender those needs and rest in the power of just surrendering? Okay, and this is like the difference between this is the balance between your inner masculine and your inner feminine. Okay, your inner masculine is wanting to figure things out, fix things, change things, and there's a place for that in our lives, but there comes a point where, you know, you've realized you've done everything you can do, and you still try to change it and fix it and do this. Well, at that point, when you realize you've done everything and you can do, all that's left is to fall back, to rest, to pull your energy off of that thing or that situation, and just allow the universe to do its thing. Because that's how you clear the space. Like, especially if you're looking for a solution to something. If you're looking for a solution to something, and you've exhausted all resources to your, you know, at your disposal, there's nothing else that you can do. All you can do is pull your energy back, rest, and allow the universe to deliver whatever that is needed to you. And it could be in the form of another resource. It could be in the form of a person, of a collaboration, of, you know, a monetary thing or an idea. It could be anything. But it's your energy of constantly seeking and trying to fix it and trying to figure it out that is blocking this thing or this resource from being able to manifest in your life. Okay? And so what you're not supposed to be doing is being a slave to your egoic mind, being a slave to hyper masculinity. And I'm talking about energy, okay? You're being too overly dominant in your masculine energy, and fall back and, you know, allow yourself to surrender to the unknown so that the universe and your higher self can bring whatever that is needed into your life to you, okay? All right, so next what we're going to look at is if there are any actual energetic blockages. Let me look and see if that's actually something we need to look for. Are there any karmic blocks for pile 4? There are karmic blocks for pile 4 that we need to look at. Okay, right now, pile 4, there are no karmic blocks coming through. So there isn't anything energetically stemming from a past life or a current life path that is blocking you from being able to manifest your best life. So let's get some information about how the shadow attribute of the slave, if it's been at work in your life, how it's been affecting you from being able to manifest your best life. Pile 4, how is the slave to hypermasculine mind or egoic mind, how is being a slave to egoic fears? How is it influencing or affecting their life up to this point for pile 4? Talk to me, pile 4. All right. Let's get at least 5 cards, please. We got the 4 of Cups. The 9 of Wands reversed. Very difficult for you to really kind of focus on what all you have to be thankful for, because you always have your eye on the next goal, the next prize, the next endeavor. All right, pile 4, talk to me. Whoop. All right, so we have the 8 of Pentacles reversed. We have the 9 of Cups. And then one more. And we got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, so yeah, your ego. Okay, so just for those who aren't really familiar with what I'm talking about when I talk about the egoic mind, there's the truth, and then there's what the egoic mind wants you to believe is the truth. Now, the ego is not really, it's not bad or good, it just is. Our ego is here to protect us. It's why we know not to go like touch hot things or run out in front of cars and stuff like that. It's here to protect us. But you know, when we are in the course of growing up, we are programmed with, you know, false truths, okay? Lies, I guess. False truths or lies. And so an egoic mind that is fear-based is going to, you know, want to control things. It's going to want to fix things and want to change things and want to figure things out, and it's going to want to control, and you know, it's going to seek outside of itself for what you already possess, okay? And so what this does is it can leave you feeling very drained, very tired, because it's a constant inner battle. And this is kind of like why it is so important to really know how to balance your inner masculine and your inner feminine, because when the two are balanced, you're going to know when, okay, because there is a point when you need to be in your masculine energy. There is a point when you need to take action, when you need to do. There is a point when you, hey, you know, if you have the ability to, you need to fix things, right? There's also a point with your feminine energy where you need to learn when to draw back, when to pull your energy off, when to rest, when to surrender, when to just, you know, wait and receive, right? And when your energy is balanced that way, it's an inner knowing. You just know. You're like, okay, I've done everything that I can do. I'm just going to rest. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to enjoy my life, and then I'm going to wait for the answers to come. Otherwise, what happens is we get into this 9 of Wands reversed energy where, you know, we may win the battles, but they leave us feeling so drained, and we really don't feel like we have the ability to fight another day. And the win might come at too great of a cost. And so, you know, and with this 8 of Pentacles reversed energy, it's like we're working so hard, but we're not really getting anything done. And so, and that's how it feels, because when we are too much in our masculine energy, we're working so hard to control things, when if we would just learn how to step out of the masculine energy and enter into the feminine energy when we need to, the universe would just easily provide it to us. Easily provide it. And that's where the egoic, you know, when we're largely guided from our egoic mind, that's where the trouble comes from. And so what we're being guided to do here, pile 4, is really learn how to, I don't like the word slave, but we're just really learning how to deactivate the masculine and step into the feminine, and learn how to get into more balance, and really trust that whatever signs the universe, and that's what I mean, okay? So when we step out of our masculine energy and we rest in our feminine energy, and the signs come our way, that's the universe showing us this is the way you need to go. And if you are still in your feminine energy, you're going to trust the way, even if you're not sure that you're interpreting the sign correctly. You take action on what's given to you, and then if that happens not to be the right path, you reroute and you go, you know what I mean? And so let me get some clarification on this Knight of Cups. Oh, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so there may possibly be like a collaboration coming, some divine assistance coming fairly quickly that is going to generously I don't want to say charity, it's not that, but it's like they're going to give of you very generously, and it may be very difficult for you to receive this generosity, and it may feel like charity to you, but that's not what it is. This person or this, you know, this help that is coming, it could be in the form of an actual person, it could be in the form of a resource, in the form of it could even be like, you know, an energetic being, maybe spirit guides or angels or something of that nature. But it's like you're going to get some kind of a help that is, and actually, this is very like indicative of how universal energy works. It's like if you just learn how to, you know, stop with the battle, you know, stop working so hard after you've done everything that you can do, you're going to clear the path so that the universe can come in and dump everything that you need right into your lap. And you're going to feel like, wow, do I even deserve this? It doesn't matter. Obviously, yes, it does. If the universe gives it to you, then obviously you deserve it. You manifested it. How can you not deserve something that you manifested? Right? It's not about whether you deserve it or not. It's just about your power to manifest whatever it is you need. And being okay with collaborating with other people, even if it's not people, but the universe. The universe is the ultimate collaborator. But sometimes the universe uses its, uses other people in other ways in order to get its resources over to you. Okay? So being too overly dominant in your masculine energy all the time, trying to figure things out, fix it, trying to work through it, you know, rather than just peeling your energy off of it and just, you know, surrendering to the universe so that the universe can rearrange itself. Here's the thing. When you are in God mode, or when you are in, you know, little mini universe mode, the universe can't do anything because you're trying to do its job for it. Okay? You're trying to rearrange your universe in order to get things to come in that you need. But what you don't realize is if you would just step back, peel your energy back from that thing, stop trying to figure it out, stop trying to change it, stop trying to fix it, or, you know, make it exactly the way that you want to be, stop trying to control it or manipulate it, the universe can literally rearrange itself so that it can bring to you exactly what you need to get to where you're wanting to go. But when you're the one being like little mini universe, that's going to cause things to stay unpredictable, to stay unreliable, to stay inconsistent. Inconsistency is a big deal for you. You just want things to be stable. You just want, and who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? Who doesn't want things to be stable? But what's coming through is that if you would stop acting like little mini universe, you know, and step back and peel your energy back, stop trying to do the universe's job, it'll move in big ways and it'll bring this resource to you. It's going to dump something right in your lap. Just boom. Whatever it is you're needing. It's going to be divine. It's just going to be handed to you. And some of you actually don't feel very good about receiving in that manner, but you need to get used to it. Because that's the universe being your main number one top collaborator. It's just using other people or resources to move those things into your existence. Okay? All right, let's see. What else are we going to look at? Let's look at, all right. We got Tower. We're going to figure out, let's get some more advice for pile 4 on how they can align with manifesting their best life. You got Home. Ooh. And then we got the Book of Knowledge. Okay. So we've got the Tower, which is not, this is a Lenormand deck, so the Tower in this deck is not, it's not the same as the Tower in the Tarot. So here we've got something about, this is like big corporate energy. And then this is, but you know what? This is so funny. For me in this reading, this feels like this is the universe. And then you have the, so because you got the big tower, the big castle, and then you got this quaint, homey feeling home, and then you got the Book of Knowledge, right? And so you got the big tower. So we got the universe, we've got you, and then we've got like the Book of Knowledge. And you're right in the middle. And this literally is telling me, it's like, if you would just like, you know, step out, you know, the two can come together and be like delivered to you. If you would just stop coming in between the two by trying to figure it out and stuff. But this is also showing me that you're the bridge between the two as well. You know? That's the big message that's coming through pile 4. The universe is your #1 top collaborator as far as manifesting and creating your best life here. You just have to know the difference between when you need to take action and when you need to surrender and trust the universe so that it can rearrange itself to bring to you exactly what it is you're needing. Because you have access to every single, because you're a co-creator of the universe and you are a divine expression of the creator, you know, experiencing itself in a human body, in this human body. You have access to anything you need, any resource, any information, anything. This is like the Book of Knowledge. Any question you have, any problem you have, any challenge you have, there's a solution for it. And you have access to that solution along with how to carry that solution out. Sometimes you can gain access to that knowledge or that energy through your masculine energy. Sometimes you have access to it through your feminine energy. And you need to learn the balance and the contact point for both, okay? All right, next we're gonna look at what you can do, what actions can pile 4 take to further align with manifesting their best life. Like definitely, you know, really try and deal with that slave archetype as far as being a slave to, you know, hyper masculinity or your hyper masculine energy, or being too overly masculine dominant, being a slave to, you know, a fearful egoic mind. All right, let's get at least 3 cards for pile 4. You work really hard, pile 4. I can see how hard you work. I really want to see you be able to work less and experience, you know, like 4 times the result. All right, let's see. We have Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. Okay, this feels a lot like the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles reversed energy. See, like when this energy is upright, this person, like this person came away. This is a hard worker. They came away from the village, like from any distractions, and they are working hard on their craft. They're very skilled. They're very good at what they do. Their time is not wasted in this sense, but when it's reversed, it is. They're still working hard. They're still working hard. They're still trying to, like, you know, eliminate all distraction. The only problem is, though, that it feels like the energy behind why they are working so hard. And it's because when it's reversed, they're working hard trying to figure it out, trying to fix the problem. Okay? So with the vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. Even this situation where everything feels thrown off, even that isn't wasted. You've learned, so it's funny, not funny, but it's awesome actually, because what's going to end up happening is after you learn how to balance everything out, once you are living in harmony between, or balance between the inner masculine and inner feminine, when you apply the same amount of work, you're going to experience so much more results in less amount of time. That's how powerful it's going to be, just because of your, you're not expending as much energy also. So you're going to have more energy left over to do more work. And this is true for like your relationships as well. When you're like balanced, you're just going to have so much more energy available to you to be able to complete whatever it is you're going to complete. And sometimes if you're around too many people, if your energy is already being depleted because you're too overly dominant in your masculine energy, it's hard to be around other people because you're expending more energy than you need to be on a regular basis, right? So it's, part of what you need to learn is that nothing is wasted. Everything can be used as a lesson point. It can be used, like there's a message in the mess, stuff like that. Next we have Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. And lastly for this deck we have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. A really, really deep dive in what it feels like to surrender and rest and have faith and trust that everything is going to work out no matter what. And it's rebuilding that foundation. Even if you have to go back and redo some stuff, it'll be worth it. It's not going to take as much as you think it's going to take if you have to redo some things, Pile 4. All right, I got a few more things for you, and then we'll be done with your messages. Here we have, I'm going to pull a few affirmations that you can begin to say that's going to align you greater or more with manifesting your best life. Here we have a beautiful butterfly. Didn't we get something about transformation? Maybe that was another one. This one says, I am always growing and transforming. I'm always growing and transforming. That really feels like, it goes good with nothing is wasted. You can use, your challenges or your mistakes and your setbacks as stepping stones to something greater, because like I said, there's a mess in the message. Maybe there's a way that you can teach that lesson to other people and make it worth your while. Here we have I am aligned with my desires and purpose. I love that one. And then this last one is my desires are clear and are manifesting as planned. And that feels very much like, this all feels congruent with, feminine energy. Trusting that your desires are clear and they're manifesting as planned. And you're not needing to overextend your energy trying to make it happen. And if you're aligned with something, fully aligned with something, you don't ever have to hustle for it. Not saying that you're not going to be, not saying that no action on your part is required. Of course, some action is going to be required, but you're not going to have to work till sun up till sundown, unless that's the energy that you're in. If you're working from sun up till sundown, it's because you're excited. You have that energy available to you because that's, you know, you're on the right track, as opposed to working from sun up to sundown because you're doing it out of fear, ego-based fear, right? All right, pile 4. Those were your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they brought you some healing. Hope they brought you some clarity. If they did, please do me a favor and smash that like button for me. If you feel led to, comment, share, and subscribe. I feel so honored to receive your guys' feedback and your time, definitely, for viewing this video. And I will be reading again for you guys sometime very soon. Love you, pile 4. Bye.